You are listening to the Free the Moms podcast, episode number, I don't know because I'm not counting anymore. Hey guys, welcome to the pod. Guess who's here? After 5 years, my cute little babe is back, my hubby. But before we talk to him, I have to tell you that Free the Moms is live. So if you want to join the membership, go to lauraconley.com/free the moms and get in because we start this week. So today on the episode, we're going to talk about mom guilt and how dads don't have dad guilt. Like, dad guilt is not a saying. It's not a phrase. And so I wanted to bring my hubby on the podcast because we had a really amazing example of how mom guilt versus dad guilt played out at the beginning of the school year. Now, one thing I want to say is that this is what we will be freeing you from. So if you have mom guilt or maybe a little resentment towards your husband or your partner, this is going to be why you want to join Free the Moms, because we are here to uncage you from all of the traps, whether that's people pleasing or perfectionism or mom guilt or time chaos or not feeling good in your body, whatever the thing is, we're talking about it and we're freeing you from it. So make sure you go to that website, lauraconley.com/free the moms. But let's talk about it because we had a hilarious Instagram story that everybody was obsessed with, and I wanted to bring it to the podcast. So, babe, first of all, welcome to the podcast. Are you nervous?
No.
He's a little nervous, you guys. So cute. Okay, so, babe, tell them what happened.
You're going to have to remind me. I don't know which story we're talking about. We got no prep. This is like pajama time podcast.
We're in our pajamas.
I got no prep.
I think kidnap you. And we're going to talk for 10 minutes. Okay, so here's what was happening. It was the first day at school for my son. He was going to kindergarten, and I felt really guilty because I chose to leave the afternoon that he'd be coming home from his first day of kindergarten for an event that I really wanted to be at, that felt like really important for me to be at. But I felt so guilty, and I chose to do it. And I was talking all about it on Instagram and to my clients and to my friends and yada, yada, yada. And what's so funny is what made it worse is he got on the bus and he was supposed to sit with a couple of the kids from the neighborhood. And for some reason, he didn't end up sitting with them. And so he was sort of in the back of the bus by himself, sitting by himself. And I could see it because there was like 35 kids that get on our bus stop. And it takes a while because they have to scan in. And so he's sitting at the back of the bus up against the window crying. And so I felt so guilty because I was like, oh, I'm not going to be here for when he gets home. I'm not going to be able to comfort him, yada, yada, yada. So it dawns on me like a week later after I get home and everything's fine. He doesn't even care that I'm not there. It dawns on me that my husband actually missed my daughter's first day of school because my daughter has a different first day of school. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to ask my husband if he felt guilty. So I calmed down. My husband is working, Brian is his name, is working on his golf simulator, which is a whole nother story. On his golf simulator, he's got his back to me. I'm filming him, and I ask him, and let's recreate it, babe. So I asked him, babe, did you feel guilty for missing Luna's first day of third grade? And what'd you say? What, do you remember?
Probably why. Why or no?
Why?
Why would I feel guilty? Or no, I don't feel guilty. It was one of those answers.
Yeah. So what you actually said was, now I don't even need you here, babe.
I know. Just tell the story.
So I'm like, did you?
I definitely didn't feel guilty.
Okay. Why didn't you feel guilty? Why do you think?
Because I'm always, for me, kids respond to patterns. And so if your pattern is you're always there for stuff and then you have something to do, it doesn't really matter that you miss something. Even if you think it's really important, the pattern is you're always there. You just had to do something.
Okay. So over time, you trust that they're going to pick up on the pattern.
Yeah. And nothing tells me, nothing has been trained into me that I need to be there for every single thing. Like I don't have there's no sort of code that says, you have to be at every single event or you have to be at every single first day.
Yeah.
And,
if you're not, you're bad.
Yeah. What we see on Instagram is like every mom posting every first day picture for all of their kids for every year and then putting them up into some montage or something. And I don't think dads are doing that. Dads are not making montages of, hey, here's a picture of all my kids' first days. So
then the messaging so then you just don't get the messaging. Okay, yeah. So what you said to me when your back was to me in the garage, you were like, no, I didn't feel guilty. And you were like, I wish that I could have been there, but I didn't feel guilty, which I thought was such a good response. And we can all borrow from like the white dudes in our life when we do feel guilty, because it's not that he doesn't value being there. It's just that he wanted to be in two places at one time and he couldn't be. And then you said, I was like, well, why don't you feel guilty? And you're like, because we're always with our kids, always. Which I thought was, So you think we're always with our kids, like just all the time we're just with our kids?
We're with our kids a lot. I mean, definitely compared to the amount of time our parents were with us, I think we're with our kids a lot. Which is
also interesting because I feel like we're never with our kids. I mean, I feel like we're with our kids, but I feel like we could, not you, but like, I feel like I should be with my kids more. Okay. So do you think, like, why do you think this is? You think that like I got some code and you got like a different code around guilt or how much we're supposed to be with our kids or what important events we're supposed to be at?
Yeah, I think we're also very like hands-on parents and we always want to be with our kids and we definitely want to be at all the events, which, some parents they're not even like that. But yeah, I just think that you probably are coded yourself to like want to be at all the events, but I never got that. Yeah. And I think that's maybe that was because my parents missed more events than your parents did or something like that. But so maybe it's relative to how you grew up, but I don't have an expectation that I will make every event. I have an expectation that I am going to miss some events. And that doesn't mean I want to. It just means that in order to provide for my family and to do the things that I need to do for my career, I'm going to miss some soccer games or I'm going to miss some first days of school. I'm going to miss some whatevers because that's just how life is. And I'm not going to feel bad. I'm not going to feel shame or feel bad about it. Yes, I missed it. And when I was out of town, I was thinking, I wish I were there.
Yeah.
I wish I could make every event, but I can't. But I'm not going to feel guilty about it.
Yeah, but I think that's why I wanted to have you on the podcast, because I think this is where, we all are like making fun of the white dudes and the Chads. But like, I think we could borrow from the Chads and the Bryans of like, why can't we just want to be there and then not be there and then not feel guilty? Like, we forgot that is an option. So, like, I'm borrowing a page out of that book of, like, and it's a muscle that we have to practice in the Free Lives membership, that we have to practice. We have to practice putting the reps in and not being where we want to be. And it's like, yeah, I want to be in two places at the same time a lot of the time. And it's like showing myself that I'm not bad and I'm not wrong for going on a trip with my girlfriends or going to a business conference or leading a retreat or whatever. And it's okay that I'm not there, and that doesn't have to mean anything about me as a mom.
I think the moms also feel like they're responsible for the emotional well-being of their kids more than dads, or they think that they're like the primary emotional support system. And so if it is an important event, and their kid's having an emotion, like you saw Phoenix getting on the bus having an emotion, then you feel guilty that you're not going to be around to like support that. Or you're going to say, well, it's his first day of school and if he's scared and I'm not there, right?
Yeah.
And also probably not trusting fully your partner to like meet the emotional needs of that kid too, right? You don't trust that's going to happen.
Oh, that is such a good point. Well, I do trust you.
No, I know you trust me, but...
No, but I think that could be a dynamic that's going on. And I also think that's like sometimes how our partners are able to rise to the occasion. It's like,
And your kids rise to the occasion.
well, for sure.
Yeah.
That was my Yum Mom Minute, babe, the other day. So, yeah, like you have, like if you're just constantly helicoptering, nobody's going to build the skill of emotional resilience. Like you're not letting them have the opportunity. And I would argue that's like a disservice for your partner and more so your kids. It's like this past weekend, we went to Napa and I was like, I'm not even checking the schedule. Like, I don't even know the birthday parties. I don't even know the soccer games. I don't even know if they're wearing red or white. I don't even know what's happening with the play dates. And I just trust that you're going to do it. And I know for a lot of moms, they don't trust their partners or the trust is like shaky. And I'm like, you have to be willing to let your partner like do it badly. You have to let them quote unquote fail. And that's how a lot of us have to learn. And then the moms will say, well, I don't want to do that because then if my husband or my partner forgets the birthday gift for the kid to bring to the birthday, then my kid looks like an a-hole, or if he shows up in the wrong color or fill in the blank thing, then my kid has to have an emotion. And that's another, I think, amazing, beautiful opportunity for us to let our kids practice having negative emotions. Because if we don't let them practice in a safe environment when they're little, like they're totally apt when they get into adolescence and adulthood. Would you like to comment on that, babe?
No, I mean, I just noticed, I mean, our kids are 5 and 7 or 5 and 8, almost 6 and 8. And if you actually give them the opportunity and you forget something, they will remind you. Okay. Like it's like, oh, I can't wear this color socks. I'm not allowed to wear red socks to the soccer game. I have to wear black socks. If you try to put red socks on them, they'll just say something, right?
Yeah.
But if you never give them the chance to say, hey, are we red or white today? Or should I wear these socks? Or what shoes am I going to wear after the game?
Yeah.
I mean, they do that stuff themselves too. So you don't have to have everything perfect.
Yeah, you're like inviting them in to be responsible too.
And I think that's one thing that, like, for me, I don't really worry about all the teeny tiny details. Sometimes you don't have the shoes and they want to go walk around Costco afterwards. Well, you're going to walk around in your cleats.
Yeah.
And, I think we're both actually pretty good about putting that responsibility on them to think about things a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that's what you're talking about with the moms, like wanting to have every single, water bottle, jersey, outfit, gift, all sort of prepped for their kids. And, the kids are doing nothing. They're just kind of showing up and going through the motions.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
they are capable.
Yeah, they are capable. And then it's like, a lot of us think that we're helping our kids, but it's like, are we robbing them of responsibility and independence, which I know can sound like harsh, but I say that because it's a win-win for everybody in the family once you get over that hump. I feel like it's a muscle worth working out. Okay, babes, what did you think of me having my hubby on the pod? Do you want more hubby combos? Because it's been a long time. So if you are not privy to the info on Free the Moms, we are starting on October 1st, which for some of you is this week, but it's not too late. Go to lauraconley.com/Free the Moms. Here's the deal, you guys. We are going to be meeting every day live or on demand, which is unlike any other membership that is out there. What are we going to be doing every day? We're going to meet for 15 minutes to ground, recenter our nervous systems, and to do a couple of journal prompts. Now, if you're not a journaler, you can be a writer-downer, but this is scientifically backed to help your day be better, because an amazing life is made up of amazing days, which start with intentional mornings. So you have to start being willing to put yourself first in the morning for just 15 minutes. You'll hear me, you guys. If you come live to the classes or you do the on-demand, which, by the way, if you do the on-demand, we will hold you accountable. Here's the deal, you guys. You're going to hear my kids in the background. You're going to hear my dog dogging. You are going to hear my lifing, and that is on purpose. It's not on purpose. It's just what my life is. But my point here is that you can carve out this time for yourself while your kids are doing their kid thing, while your dog is doing the dog thing. Like even today, my daughter was journaling with all of us. It was so special. I was like kind of pinching myself, to be honest. But it's like cool because I'm teaching my daughter that it's important to put myself on the list. I cannot tell you the ripple effect that happens when you get intentional about your day. We have seen so much magic already happening, and I want you in there. So if you feel like you are a slave to your day or like your day controls you instead of the other way around, you need this. If you don't feel happy on a random Wednesday in October, you need this. Because that is what your life is made up of. And you will look back with regret and despair. Don't make me go there, but I'll go there, right? The first episode of the Free the Moms, a couple episodes back, I talk about my mom being in despair at age 73. She is looking back on her life with that unfortunate despair because she didn't put herself first. And really, you guys, all it takes is 15 minutes. I want you to stop hating a random Tuesday in September and start being obsessed with a random Thursday in November. This is possible. If it's possible for me and all of my clients, it is possible for you too. There is no circumstance that is too extreme. Stop telling yourself that you are a special unicorn or it's not available to you. It is. Your peace is priceless. And if you can't do this for yourself, do it for your kids, because your kids deserve a mom that has a cup that is full, or at least has a drop in it. Okay, I love you. I'll see you inside Free the Moms. Let me know if you liked this conversation. Let me know what else you want me to talk about. Love you so much. Kiss ya, miss ya, love ya. Ciao. Bye-bye.